What if I told you there's a village in Iran where almost nothing has changed for centuries? A place where the houses are naturally red. People still wear clothes their grandparents wore, and even the language sounds different. Sounds impossible? Welcome to Abyaneh. The drive doesn't prepare you for what's coming. Mountains, winding roads. Then suddenly, something bright red appears in the distance. At first, it almost looks fake. But the closer you get, the stranger it becomes. Because this isn't just an old village. People still live here every single day. But the real surprise isn't the color, it's the silence. There are no towering apartment blocks, no crowded highways, no rush to keep up with the modern world. Somehow this village has moved through centuries without letting go of its identity. And the deeper you walk into its narrow alleys, the more it feels like you're stepping backward through time. The first mystery is the color. Why is everything red? It almost looks like someone painted the whole village, but they didn't. The walls are made from local soil that's naturally rich in iron minerals. That's where the red comes from. And because people have been rebuilding their homes with the same soil for generations, the entire village shares the same color. But here's another clever detail. Look at the rooftops. They're not just roofs. In many places, they're actually the front yard for the house above. That's how people learn to build with the mountain instead of against it. Walk through these alleys, and you'll notice something else. Almost every doorway, staircase, and wall seems to follow the natural shape of the mountain. Very little here was built in straight lines. Instead of forcing the landscape to change, generations of builders adapted their homes to the terrain. That's one of the reasons Abyaneh still feels so organic, as if it simply grew out of the mountain itself. Here's something most people don't know. Nobody can agree exactly how old Abyaneh is. Some say 1,500 years. Others believe people have lived here for thousands of years before that. Either way, it's one of Iran's oldest living villages. So why did this place survive while so many others changed? The answer is actually pretty simple. Mountains. Abyaneh sits high above sea level, surrounded by steep valleys that kept it naturally isolated for generations. That isolation didn't just protect the buildings, it protected the village itself. And that's exactly why Abyaneh still feels so different today.
الان میچینن بعد میذارن خودش میرسه دیگه شل باشه میرسه پایین
این سوراخ‌ها چیه تو کوهمو قاره؟
کنده اینا قدیمه اونجا میکرده.
For centuries, reaching Abyaneh wasn't easy. Long before modern roads existed, anyone traveling here had to cross rugged mountain routes. That difficult journey naturally limited outside influence. While many villages gradually changed with new ideas in architecture, Abyaneh remained remarkably untouched. Sometimes isolation isn't a weakness. It's the reason history survives. If the buildings feel different, wait until you meet the people. Many older women still wear colorful floral scarves every single day. Not because tourists expect it, but because that's simply how they've always dressed. And then there's the language. Even if you speak Persian, you probably won't understand everything here. The local dialect has survived for centuries, almost like a time capsule hiding in the mountains. It's little things like these that remind you this isn't an open-air museum. It's a real community where traditions are still part of everyday life.
اینجا یکی از قدیمی‌ترین روستاهای ایرانه. روستای ابیانه ثبت جهانی رسیده و این ده ابیونه 8000 سال قدمت داره. اینو ساختن که چی بشه؟ زلزله اثر نکنه. خاک ابیونه رفتن آزمایش کردن تو آلمان فهمیدن که مس و رست داره. تشخیص دادن که بهترین خاک کل ایرانه. الان ایزوگام 10 سال قدمت یعنی دوام داره. خاک قرمز 40 سال دوام داره. کار مردم اینجا قدیم کشاورزی بوده تا حدود مثلا تازگی‌ها و حدود 80 سال پیش اینجا مثلا مستقل بوده. ده ابیونه حالت توریستی داره و مردم از خارج کشورهای اروپایی و کشور روسیه و چین برای مسافرت میان برای بازدید چون شهر ده توریستی ابیانه ده توریستی.
Life here also moves at a different pace. Many families have lived in the same houses for generations, keeping traditions alive through everyday routines, rather than special occasions. Recipes, celebrations, farming methods, and even simple greetings have been passed from parents to children. It's a reminder that culture isn't preserved inside books, it's preserved by the people who continue to live it. By now you probably realize something. Abyaneh isn't famous because it has one incredible landmark. It's famous because the entire village tells one story. The food, the houses, the language, the clothes, everything connects back to generations of people who chose to keep their traditions alive. In a world where almost every place is trying to become more modern, Abyaneh chose a different path. It stayed true to itself, and maybe that's exactly why people travel from all over the world to experience it. Places like Abyaneh are becoming increasingly rare. Not because old buildings disappear, but because ways of life quietly fade away. That's why visiting this village feels different. You're not simply looking at history. You're witnessing a culture that has continued uninterrupted for generations. And perhaps that's the greatest treasure this village has to offer. Our journey doesn't end here. Subscribe and join us for more unforgettable places around the world.
Travel